I'm doing this on the morning of Thursday, June 14th, 2018. I've made a few changes to my quick start files. They will be updated automatically if you're a member of the Insider Club when you do your Insider Club update. If you're not a member of the Insider Club, you're going to have to go to the add-ons on the website. Bring this over here. And you're going to have to go down to my basic end of day and intraday filters, views, and combos. Click on the download zip file and save it, and then update your add-on under preferences. Locate the downloaded file and select install add-ons, and then you'll have the files that I'm showing here. Okay, so I'm going to use the end of day data from yesterday. I'm in all securities, but where I want to go is I want to go to the industries instead and just show you the top-down process here. Now, on number 3, if you use this view with the industries, you always look up here to see what the combo rank is, and this is the industry percentage price change 1 day. This is view number 3. And what this does, if you sort on the raw combo, which you always should do, it will bring the groups that moved up the most yesterday to the top of the list. And that was the Entertainment Context Index with the AT&T buyout and so on, then all of the other bids that came out. That group moved up dramatically. The next view is number 4. And this shows you the advancing issues versus the declining issues for the end of day industry groups. So this is data from Wednesday. Now I'm going to go back to number 3 and remember the groups over here. Entertainment, renewable energy, telecom, healthcare supply. Let's just remember the top 3. Because what I added was this folder down here. I thought this would make it a lot easier for end-of-day prospecting. So I just move up to all securities, and then I go down here and click on stock groups up 1 day, and these are the stocks in that group that were up for the day yesterday. So both the group and the stocks have to be up to show through this view. Now this view shows you that the stocks and groups that were down yesterday, this view shows you all of the stocks in the groups, stocks that were up, both up and down. So look at this entertainment content group. What do we have? 13 in the group, and if I go back to this view, 01, it only shows 9 stocks that were up. So in that group, the entertainment content group, 9 of the stocks were up. And if you're looking to trade the long side, those are the stocks that you should more than likely be looking at. Now I like to do a secondary sort here. And you can do a variety of things, but I am going to sort on the VPOC in this instance. And I just type VPOC in here, and I want the days since the 10-10 crossover, and I want it ascending rather than descending. And by sorting on that, this shows me the most recent crossovers on the 10-10. And CB, all of these crossed over several days ago. These are stocks we all should have been watching. I really wasn't paying attention myself, but let's go down here to renewable energy. Now these two stocks were up yesterday, but they still have a negative volume point of control. But they did move up slightly, 0.4 and 1.7. Now these stocks were all up yesterday, and this in-phase energy crossed over yesterday. Now I'm running intraday in the background today, so this is actually showing Thursday. The time is 12:22 Eastern Time. Here was the crossover yesterday, and here's the follow through today on in-phase energy. Now this one, Ballard Power Systems, crossed over 2 days ago. If I bring it up, let's see if there's any follow through. No, it crossed over, but this one failed. You can see that. The crossover was here. It followed through a little bit yesterday, but then it failed today. So they obviously don't all work out. Now let's go to SunPower. Here was the crossover. Clear back here. Let's see how many days this says. 3 days ago. 2 is actually 3 days ago, 3-day window. So here's your crossover, here's your follow through, here's your follow through again, and a follow through again today. Now before I move on to the intraday, I want to point out a few charts that I've added. I'm in my intraday charts here. Let's go to back up to the end of day charts. This is for stock analysis charts. Here's the volume point of control chart that was in here, but I decided to add 3 charts with buckets just so I could flip through these. So I'm going to move this over here, and this way you don't have to go in and edit the indicator and change the buckets. So here is the 1010 bucket. You can see the crossover is right here, and here are the buckets. Now here's a 2225. This was a 2210, but I thought breaking it up into more buckets on the longer view or the month-long view would be better. So I went ahead and arbitrarily did that. If you prefer the 10s, you can go back to that. But you can see that this stock has gone above the 10 period volume point of control, but if I go to the month-long volume point of control, it's the red up here. You can see I labeled these charts. It's still well below the volume point of control here. So there's going to be a bunch of resistance up here. But this gets us in early, the 1010. And then, of course, I went to the 2-month chart, the 44-day, 25 buckets, and you can see that that volume point of control is clear up here. Let me look at something on this one. I want both horizontal and graph lines on these so you can see exactly where the volume point of control is, where it went through to the downside, and where the resistance is. Let me check this one. It's here on both of them, and both of them here also. So I'll make sure that these are uploaded set this way. So it's just an easy matter to flip through these now. And if you just want the volume points of control without the buckets, it's right there. But on this chart, you can obviously see the advantage of doing the 10 period crossover. But by looking at these other buckets, you can see that there is going to be volume point of control resistance overhead. So it's just a quick way to check. Okay, now I'm going to go from the end of day prospecting to the intraday. Here is, I put this folder down here. It's number 3 also. So when I click on this, and intraday is running in the background, I am still sorted on the industry percentage price change from the prior day. If you look right up here, you can see that. And this tells me which of these stocks, or which stocks are up today that are in the groups that were sorted yesterday at the end of day, or with the end of day update. And you can see that the entertainment content stocks are carrying through to the upside, as are many of the renewable energy stocks. Now the telecom stock didn't show through because it's probably not up to date. Now health care supply stocks were up 2.29% yesterday, and they are carrying through today. So you can see quickly which of these stocks in these groups that were in strong groups yesterday are carrying through today. Now this is powerful information to know. Let's use the renewable energy stocks. Here's Canadian Solar. Let's see. Let's take a look at SunPower. It's up 1.88% today. And you can see the VPOT crossover. Several people on the Skype board got into this stock on this crossover day, and it's made a really nice move. I was in this stock, or I'm currently in this stock. I got stopped out and I got back in. But this is great information to know that these groups that were strong yesterday are carrying through today. Let's look at a healthcare supply chain. Here's Amerisource Bergen. Look where this crossed over. Clear back here at 84. Look where it is right now. Now, quickly, here's the 10-10 buckets. A lot of green. Here's the 22-25 buckets. A lot of green here too. If you look over here, you can see that there's probably going to be some resistance, and here's the volume point of control on the 2-month chart, clear down here. So that means there was a lot of accumulation going on in the longer term. Same thing down here in the month long. Volume point of control is clear down here, and the bucket crossover happened right here where this went from rose to green, and it is continuing to move up. Now I want to point out that the stock analysis charts 8A, B, and C, these are only under the quick start end of day. I'm going to use them primarily for end of day analysis, and that's why I didn't put them in the intraday also. Now the only other changes I have made are in the folder number 2. All I did, go down to number 10, and this was sorted on the industry percentage price change one day. But since I added this new folder here, which is sorted on the industry percentage price change one day, I thought it would be best to, on number 10 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, to use the effort versus result combo, which drives stocks to the top of the list, which are showing a strong percentage change, a strong intraday range, and heavy volume. Now this is a stock, $12.39. I don't know anything about it, but you can see that the crossover happened yesterday, and here is a follow through today. So by using this combo with Thinkorswim, we can locate these stocks that are coming to the top of the list and are following through. This filter is the 3-day volume point of control filter. So the window is the last 3 days, and this is yesterday's data. Now there is some confusion about this on the Skype board. People are asking, well, can we get current crossovers? Yes, you can, but you have to run a full update. You go into the update, not the intraday, go into the update and you select update and include intraday data. And if you have Thinkorswim running in the background, it will pull the data from Thinkorswim, and it will run a full update. Depends on the speed of your computer. It can take anywhere from a few minutes to many minutes, so just be aware of that. And then if you do that, these numbers, the zeros, will represent what is happening today. If you're going to do this, you can do it several times a day. The numbers will actually probably be more valid at the end of the day because stocks move up and stocks move down, and they may not be a crossover by the end of the day. But if you want to see some early opportunities on crossovers, run that full update. Once again, click on it here, select this, click on Start, and it's going to pull the data from Thinkorswim if you're using Thinkorswim. Um, you could do an update, I suppose, with Google, but it's going to take a while to get that update intraday, and then you could run the process, but it is possible. Now, those are the changes I've made. On these, it's strictly the combo ranking. I moved from percentage industry price change, which is now available in this one. You can see that this is yesterday's information. By the way, if you go in and rebuild your indexes, it is going to it's going to show you what the industries are doing intraday if you're running Thinkorswim. I'll do that very quickly just to show you, and I'll select rebuild indexes on group, and it's going through and it's rebuilding the indexes from current stock data. Now, you can't do this in any other program that I'm aware of, and this is really powerful stuff. So, what do we have today? Look at how the entertainment content group is still leading, but look how the numbers have changed. The renewable, this was up over 4% yesterday. It's up 1.81% today. This is up yesterday. I can't remember the number, but healthcare supply chain is number 3. Cruise lines is number 4. So we've got the end of day and the intraday power. And it's like I have repeated, or I've said many times, this is extremely powerful information if you trade intraday, because we have the groups, we have the VPOC crossovers, and you can confirm with pocket pivots or whatever else. The pocket pivots will show up on some charts. That's it. Thank you for listening. I'll be covering this more and more as I do the Friday afternoon webinars when I'm around, and I will not be around tomorrow, which will be June 15th, but hopefully next week we can resume those.